AIS Play ความบันเทิงระดับโลกทุกที่ทุกเวลา
ส่งต่อความมั่นใจสู้ไปด้วยกันนะครับ
Second appearance of the tournament. They'll play in 2 days on Independence Day as well, but they'll want to go into that with a 100% record. It's two unbeaten teams here this evening, Indonesia and Palestine. Palestinians having played 2 matches so far, 1 win and a draw so far for them. The win, well, they left it very late indeed, the 95th minute the other night, but they managed to pull it off very, very late. Well, the teams will appear in just a moment. We'll have the anthems as well. Palestine with 4 points at the top of the table. Indonesia with 3 in second place. Both sets of players unbeaten. The winner, as we said, will go top. The Asian Games football tournament that started at the weekend, and that will come to a conclusion towards the end of the games in just over 2 weeks' time. The anticipation has been building for a number of hours. And there'll be no shortage of support as Indonesia are ready to emerge into the centre of this Patriot Stadium in Bekasi, West Java, just outside of Jakarta. Well, I'm Rob Hatch, Adam Virgo's alongside me, and tonight a big moment for the home side, Adam. They'll want to get off on the right foot, a chance to go top, and a chance to really put 1 foot into the next round.
Yeah, most certainly. I think this is a game that they can certainly really push forward, and both sides love to play on the counter-attack. I think that Palestine are sort of a little bit more direct in their way, but there's pace in the final third for Indonesia. They had to be patient to get their first win of this competition, but they were coming today. The home crowd has certainly urged them on. Some of the crowds have been slightly disappointed in this tournament, but you can't really complain tonight.
Well, the arms are up in the air. Young and old, they've come to watch the young Garuda. And Indonesia cheered on by several thousand supporters this evening. They'll play in their own red jerseys. Palestine will be playing in white tonight. It's been a long jersey from the Middle East all the way to Southeast Asia for Palestine. But it's been a worthy one so far. 4 points from their first 2 games. And a team that reached the last 16 of the AFC Under-23 tournament last year before losing to their neighbours from Qatar. So both teams out on the pitch. And the next thing you'll hear will be the national anthems of both nations.
Please stand for the anthem of Palestine. Hadirin sekalian, lagu kebangsaan dari Palestina dimohon berdiri. Rise and stand for the anthem of Indonesia. Hadirin sekalian, lagu kebangsaan Indonesia.
One of the most diverse nations on the planet unites behind its national football team. Indonesia, the bronze medalists in 1958. They've also finished fourth on 2 occasions. Most recently, though, all the way back in 1986 when Kuwait beat them to the final spot on the podium. Tonight they face Palestine, who've only once made it out of the group stage. A 14th place last time out was their best. Well, the coaches from Spain, Luis Milla, promised that he'd rotate, and he's made 4 changes from the side that won 4-0 the other night against Chinese Taipei. Hargianto comes into the side, as does David Maulana. A couple of players in danger of niffing the next match if they're booked. One of those is the goalkeeper Andriatini Arhiyasa. 9 players available from the substitutes bench too, including the Brazilian naturalised striker Beto, who's been feeling a thigh strain for the last couple of days. Well, the officials today come from Sri Lanka, Korea, Malaysia and India. The referee is Nivon Robesh Gamini. He's assisted by Sanjiwa Welbada, Mora Aung and Kim Dae-yong. 4th official hails from the Republic of Korea. 2 captains to meet in the centre. And then you're looking at on the right-hand side is the man who scored the 95th minute winner the other day. Abdelatif Al-Badari, 34 years of age and one of the 3 overage players. He stays in the side, but there are 2 changes for Palestine. In come Darwish and Farawi, replacing Al-Sharif and Ubaid, as Palestine look to take a 2nd win of the tournament in this their 3rd match. Well, the players dropping to the bench, of course. Al-Sharif, the defender, 21 years of age, plays in German football, in danger of missing the next match if booked, so he's been protected. And Mohamed Obay, the youngest player in their squad, at just 19 years of age. Well, it's a long group stage for these teams in Pool A. 5 teams in there as we look at Stefano Lillipali, born in the Netherlands in Arnhem. Indonesian father and a Dutch mother. He's played in the Dutch 1st and 2nd tier. He's also played some football in Japan. 2 goals the other night for the 28-year-old. There's Abdel Atif Al-Badari, who's the main man, as we said, for Palestine. The captain, the experienced man, comes from Gaza. He's played abroad in Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia and Egypt. There's the 2 coaches say hello, and there's Luis Milla on the right-hand side. He hasn't got a bad CV at all. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia. So kicking from left to right as we look at it. Indonesia at home to Palestine in their white jerseys on the right-hand side. And I guess, Adam, for Palestine, it's trying to weather the inevitable early storm.
They will do. Listen, though, the home crowd really getting behind them. So for them to play on the counter-attack, first 15 minutes to try and not make any mistakes, keep a solid base, try and play on the counter-attack. But Samana Lillipali will be a player that you'll certainly have to look out for.
He's the man wearing number 10. Playing up top, right in the centre there, and in the centre of your shot.
He's a player that's good, trying to pick up some good positions. Harry Gari is another player as well. Decent on the ball.
Here's Adsit, one of those players who's come into the side. 4 changes, as we said, they've made tonight. Game's been played in testing conditions as well, and anybody physically who might be feeling it, such as the 37-year-old Beto, born in Brazil in Belém, scored the other night. Luis Milla giving him a rest tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's games coming in quick succession. Chinese Taipei played, that's their 3rd game now in 6 days that they've played, and they got found out in their last game.
Put away by Al-Badari there. Chance to get the ball down for the first time. This is Zulfiandi, 23-year-old midfielder for Indonesia. These who haven't had a good recent record in these games, but back in the day have been on the podium. In the 1950s when the game started. In 51, remember, we had the first Asian Games in New Delhi in India when they won the football tournament. India 2 times winners and haven't even sent a team this time. Early touches for the Indonesian centre-halves. This is Pranata. The 13 is Haryadi, the 22-year-old. Soufiane again on the left-hand side. Palestine will look to settle down. Mahmoud Abu Warda, 23-year-old. For them it will be about trying to settle in, and they do have a physical style. Plenty of balls in the air. Central and Eastern Asian styles have traditionally been more about technique and passing the ball to feet. And there's the man that they all rallied around as soon as he put the ball in the back of the net with his head the other night. It was 2 headers in the last 10 minutes that changed things.
They're very frustrated against Chinese Taipei in the first game, where they created so many chances and couldn't find the back of the net. They had to be patient to get their win in their last game.
Plenty of shots on goal in their first 2 matches. At least 20 shots on goal in each of their first 2 matches, and no goals to show for it in that first match against Laos. There's the first foul of the match. Gavin Kwan taken down to yellow card straight away. Huge protestations from Al-Badari, who has to be careful, the captain, because he's on a booking himself, and that's Mohamed Rashid, who's the first man in the referee.
A couple of challenges early on, fairly solid. I don't think that's a yellow card. I don't even think that's a foul, to be honest. He's won the ball. It's just sometimes the referee just looks at the follow through, but I can't see too much wrong with that. He's a player that likes to get really stuck in, so he needs to be walking a tightrope now.
We did talk about their physical style, and there's the first evidence of that. Rashid into the book after just 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Free kick to be swung in. It's an easy header away this time for Rashid. Of course, up against a team that's so good in the air, you want good delivery from your set pieces. This is Darwish, man who's just come into the team. As well to find Dabach. It's a decent ball in. Shot gets away and it's wide from Abu Warda.
It's great play. Playing on the counter-attack, just get caught at the back. Indonesia. Just see the number of white shirts there going through. Great midfield run. Just always going away from the post, but talk about them playing on the counter-attack, having a solid base. Certainly real emphasis there. Be disappointed he didn't hit the target though.
Away well, 5 white shirts you were talking about in the final third there. Quick transition, fit team. And you have to be in these conditions. It's 30 degrees at 7 o'clock at night. Header won by Zulfiandi. This now is Maraba, 26-year-old, one of the 3 overage players, as Katnash puts it back to Al-Badari. 50 senior caps too, as well as playing with the under-23s. 7 goals for the centre-half. Dabach, the big number 9. Second youngest player in the squad. Involved already a couple of times in the first 5 minutes. Pranata for Indonesia. Finds Saputra, who's playing at the back with him. Pranata, by the way, is the captain. Just the 1 goal in his 23 caps. His responsibility lies at the back. This is Adsit now. Decent interception and an Indonesian throw.
He just caught his knee on the surface. Katniss when he went in for that challenge. It's been a fairly decent start to the game from both sides.
Nice and lively, as you might expect with the crowd. Nice and loud too. Throw into the box. Gavin Kwan waiting for the ball. In the end, he's not going to get it back. It's a waste. Chance for Palestine to break. We saw what they could do just a moment ago. Abu Warda's ball out wide. As Dabach through the centre, the number 9. He's just to the right-hand side here. He'll get the ball now. Abu Warda in the centre. The ball doesn't quite reach him. It'll be a Palestinian corner.
Well, they're getting forward in numbers really well. Be careful, Indonesia, just don't get caught outnumbered at the back. They've already had 1 opportunity that they've been caught from that. Sometimes get a little bit excited and throw bodies forward. So you have to be the emphasis of actually keeping players behind and watching that counter-attack, but Palestine have done it very well.
The big number 5 going forward. Score the other day as Mahmoud Abu Warda is to take this left-footed. Swings it in, looking for the defender. And it is the captain, Al-Badari, who puts it over.
Big opportunity. It's a quality ball in.
successful on his own as well.
It wasn't really the best defending. Prince Arthur.
Well, it certainly has to go down as one of two big chances now to hit the target where they failed. There's Ayman Sanduka, the coach. Indonesia might feel they've been let off so far.
Yeah, certainly haven't started as well as I thought they may have done.
Chance to put the ball forward from Saputra. It will be a Palestine goal kick, be taken by Rami Hamada. Palestine choosing to play this out from the back. Both sides have had good starts to their Group A campaign. No room for complacency though, having to play 4 matches as we were talking about. It's a difficult physical proposition with 25 teams in this tournament. Matches coming in quick succession and a tournament that's less than 3 weeks long.
You can clearly see already with the amount of games that the managers have had that you have to rotate their squads.
Here's Rashid trying to put the ball through to Dabach. Pulls out wide, the body's waiting in the centre. Header came in there from Maraba.
Just got a little call from Hamid Darwish just behind him. He was free for him just to leave it. But they've set the tempo out really well, Palestine. Really have.
A lot of talk in the previews before the match about Indonesian solidarity with their Palestinian brothers, and you've got some of the Indonesian fans waving Palestine flags. It's a superb atmosphere in here tonight in the Patriot Stadium. As we're approaching 10 minutes gone, it's the hosts who will feel they need to wake up a little. There's Al-Badari, goalkeeper not faced. In the end, finding one of his own shirts, given away there. Chance here now as Maulana goes forward. 2 bodies waiting in the centre, one of whom is their big number 18, Jaya.
Play there, Hariadi, just that little give and go, spacing behind. A few times this tournament now, the final ball's not been good enough.
There's Luis Milla, 52-year-old from Spain. Talked about his playing experience with Barcelona, where he started, Real Madrid and Valencia, where he finished, appearing in 2 Champions League finals towards the end of his career. The losing side both times, though. Now fighting for the ball up the top there, Dabach. Indonesian defenders claiming handball. At the end, it's the decision they get. Ten minutes gone. Indonesia 0, Palestine 0 in Group A at the Asian Games. There's the Indonesian captain, and Samuyama Pranata. Palestine bringing the ball out from the back. It's Farawi, one of the 2 changes made to the team tonight. Finds Maraba. Rashid, who's the first player to go in the book this evening. Darwish has found space on that left-hand side when Palestine have managed to get forward. There's confirmation of the fact that there's no score so far. This is Katnish. Dabach. Twisting and turning, trying to hold the ball up, but 3 red shirts quickly around him.
He's done really well. Coaching to centre forward, just don't let him turn. Try and get tight to him, and then if the defender gets tight, doesn't let him turn the midfielder, then just come and try and take it off his toes. Keeping the ball really well, Palestine, looking to try and switch players as quickly as possible.
Palestinian free kick then. This is Ahmed Katmish over it. In the end, he'll defer to Mohamed Darwish. Plays in the German 5th tier for Arminia Hanover. His teammate who's been dropped to the bench tonight, Al Sharif, plays up in the north of Germany with him. This Darwish's free kick aimed in at the far post. There are 3 red shirts. There's a shot comes in, and it was off the feet of Abu Warda. and straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Ardiasa.
They've done really well, edge of the box, winning those second balls. That's what you need to do. Don't always have to win that first header, but you make sure you're on the front foot afterwards. Decent attempt from him there, got a good strike on goal.
That's their first shot on target after the early decent openings. We've seen with some of the goalkeeping levels in this tournament so far that if you don't ask, you don't get. You might as well have a try.
Yeah.
Zulfiandi. Looking for space in the middle of the park, and there's not much of it. Palestine pressing well there. Manini finds the goalkeeper. There's another of their players who plies his trade away from Palestine. He plays in Sweden. Represents AFC Eskilstuna. Al-Badari, who finds himself in Egypt at the moment. And the rest will chase, but that'll be easy for the keeper.
It's a ball they do use quite a lot though. All over the top, sit a bit more on a diagonal, so you can't go through to the goalkeeper. So many times now I've seen the way the pitches are, the ball does hold up in that final third.
Such a difficult climate for the groundsman to get it right here. Hot, they do get rain, but when they get it, it pours. Full ball from Gavin Kwan. Gavin Kwan adds it. Approaching the end of the first quarter of an hour. This is Dabach now. We just saw Ayman Sanduka. I think will be pretty pleased with how Palestine have started. This is Jaya now. Keeps the ball on this right hand side. It's a nice ball inside. Pani trying to get the ball back, but in the end it doesn't reach him. It was Hargianto who couldn't find it. Diagonal ball to Yusuf. Twisting, turning, has options in the centre, one of whom is Daba. They appeal for handball, they'll get it. It's a penalty to Palestine. And Zulfiandi is penalised. Just under 15 minutes gone, this is the incident again.
It's an awful decision. It's the referee that's given it, and he's behind. The linesman can see it on that side.
Don't think it touches his hands, does it?
It's a really poor decision. What makes it worse is that the referee's given it, the linesman is facing towards it. There was no reaction from the linesman. I thought very, very harsh originally.
Looks even worse on the replay, I have to say.
He gave it so quickly as well. Didn't have a look at his linesman to say to give it or not, but what an opportunity now for...
And it is going to be the man who's come into the team, Mohamed Darwish, who plays in Germany, to try and put Palestine into the lead against the hosts. It's Darwish against Arid Yasser. Oh, and it's saved! The rebound's put in though, and Dabar makes it 1-0. Indonesia behind at home, and it's Palestine, who after all of their shots on target in the first couple of games with that reward, get it a quarter of an hour in, and they lead by probably a deserved goal to 0, although from a very controversial decision.
Well, it's certainly one you think doesn't really deserve to go in because it wasn't a penalty. But what you're taught to do is follow in on everything. Daba does that. Just watch his reaction at the edge of the box there. He's the first one to react. There's 4 Indonesian players just watching. He's the one to react. It's a fantastic save onto the post. You need your goalie to make that, but then you need some help afterwards. And that wasn't the case, but you have to say, that goal has certainly been coming.
Palestine the better side for the first quarter of an hour. They have their reward. But I'll tell you what, there'll be a lot of talk about that decision in the post-match interviews. Luis Milla will not be a very happy man. His side has it all to do. And after just 15 minutes, it's Indonesia 0, Palestine 1.
Well, they haven't started yet. Haven't got into good areas. Little player in the final third that we spoke about before the game.
Touched the ball once, I think.
Yes, they hardly touched the ball.
Now this is that decision from the other angle. Oof, dear, oh dear, oh dear. He might get winded by that in the stomach, but his hand's not going to be hurting.
It's a really poor decision. made worse by the referee. You just watch the linesman's reaction. You see where the referee is standing. Gives it straight away.
Well, he looks over at the linesman. There's no signal there whatsoever.
Exactly.
The flag stays down.
He has to look at the linesman. If the linesman puts his flag up, says penalty, or across his chest, what they do as a sign, and it's a penalty.
Well, all focus on that,
Yeah,
man.
I think when he looks back on that, he'll be disappointed. Just for me, it was just the quickness that he gave it. It's a big game.
Very important considering it's the hosts as well, but they've all to do. 17 and a half minutes gone and Indonesia behind. Barely got out their own half yet as well. Time for them to settle down, get into the game. There is plenty of time. And of course, there are other matches to come. Palestine, well, if they're to carry this result through to the 90th minute, they will go top and lead by a single point from Hong Kong. They've had a great start here. Long diagonal ball forward. Palestinian with the miscontrol there was the penalty scorer Darwish. Good clearance from Al-Badari, the captain. There's Maulana. This now is Gavin Kwan. Decent ball in. Again, an immediate clamour from the home fans as soon as one of the players goes down. It's going to be a corner.
Just only one Palestine. One Indonesian player in the box, and so it's food and drink for the two centre halves, Telemani and
The reputation they have as well, being so good in the air.
that's what they need to get Maulana on the ball in that number 10 role. Two big centre halves. Any long crosses coming in or any diagonal balls, you expect them to win. Try and get them move out of position.
It's Haryadi's corner. Second low, but behind again. Have another chance. Rashid with a dust touch there.
He's a player of quality delivery. He saw the first goal against Chinese Taipei in their first opening game. The cross came in for Willapal's goal. Disappointing he didn't beat the first man there.
All sorted of incidents in this first 20 minutes. A brief delay here whilst the referee sorts out some pushing and shoving. Those of you who are watching the World Cup, there's no VAR here to sort that out. There's again with the delivery, it's headed away by the captain. Hooked straight back in. On its left, hesitation, real opportunity at the back post there. Still going in the centre, Palestine desperately defending. First it was Pranata, then it was Jaya. None of them able to put it home.
Oh, it's really poor defending from Kitmesh at the far post, just allows it to bounce. You can't do that. All of a sudden they're in danger, but what a challenge there from Telemani to really throw his body in the way.
And cleaning up was Maraba. It will be a third consecutive corner. This time it's Maulana, that number 10 you were talking about to take. Swinger, decent header, but it's put over. Another opportunity for Pranata.
Yeah, great ball in. Pranata, he knows he's got to run on it. He's got a free header. Just gets caught underneath it a little bit. The minute they left the boot there, I thought it was a great ball to go and attack.
But that's more like it from Indonesia, isn't it?
They're much better.
He knows that. He began his coaching career as Michael Laudrup's assistant back at Getafe. Good 10 years since those two were together on the outskirts of Madrid. Since been on to coach Spain at youth level and actually went to the London Olympics with their under-23 team before being sacked after they didn't get out of the group. Almost halfway through this first half. It is Indonesia 0, Palestine 1. Controversial penalty decision. And what was eventually converted at the second time of asking, separating the sides. Indonesia, though, seem to have woken up since that goal went in.
That's been a good reaction from the home side. Getting to slightly better areas. Still think they're trying to force it a little bit too much. Just maybe that extra pass in midfield to get them further up the field.
Nugroho, the number 5. Looking to get the ball in. There are two bodies waiting. One of them is Jaya. And it's put behind by Katniss. Another corner to Indonesia.
Great. Good positioning there from the fullback. This is what I was talking about here. Need to see more of this. Oh, he's got the talent. quality ball in. It's well defended at the far post.
Maulana, who's got 7 goals in 15 matches for Indonesia, but he's trying to provide the assists at the moment. This is Haryadi now. Again with the in-swinger, left-footed. Decent ball, it is again to be attacked, but once more it's Al-Badari who climbs higher. Back it comes again. For the moment, no flag up. A shot in, it's 1-1. And it's been put home by Irfan Jaya. It's his first ever goal for his country. And look at that reaction. Back on level terms, and it's game on.
Well, it's a really well taken goal from him. You got any situations now, you tend to maybe rush your shot, but he doesn't. Talking about keeping the second balls alive, they're so slow to react to come out. Great first touch. It's a really well taken goal. In these situations, you tend to panic a little bit, but he doesn't. You said that they really reacted well from going a goal behind.
Well, they're awake and they're back in the game now. 1-1. And we've got quite a match on our hands to decide who will lead Group A. It's Indonesia 1 at home, hosting the Asian Games. Palestine 1. Remember, both sets of players unbeaten here. Indonesia back in action in 48 hours' time against Laos on their Independence Day on Friday. But they want 3 points in the bag before they get there. And they're back on the right track. Again, the ball's given away. Sloppy play from Palestine. Once more, the ball in the centre. Oh, it's off the post. It's Lily Pali who should have had his 3rd goal. Looks as though the flag's up anyway. And he's a man we've hardly seen.
Oh, he has hardly ever touched the ball. But he's well to react. He just gets a touch here from Kitmash. He's certainly offside when the ball comes in. I thought there was more of a touch on him, but there wasn't.
Jaya, so lively, the man who scored the goal a moment ago. Almost setting up another. Time for everybody to take a moment's breath. It has been breathless since that penalty was given. 10 minutes, 2 goals. 20 minutes to go to half-time, and both coaches will be taking stock of what's happened so far, and I think both will have opinions about their sides that have changed quite a bit in those last 10 minutes.
Got to be careful.
Rashid is already in the book. Referee. His immediate concern is the health of the player involved for Indonesia. Go. Player down, by the way, is Jaya, the goal scorer. Rashid, who was booked after just a couple of minutes of play.
Like a heavyweight going against a flyweight, isn't it? Certainly a bit of size difference, and Jaya's come off a little bit worse. Maybe pleased with his side's reaction. I thought 10 minutes they looked a little bit nervous, a little bit overawed by the home crowds here. Saudis feel to have shown their quality.
Lusmia, who's been in Indonesia for just over a year. And after managing Saragossa and then Lugo at home. In charge of both the under-23 and the senior national squads. He knows this year is a very special year for them at the Asian Games. This is Hargianto's ball. Final goal did Hargianto after coming on against Chinese Taipei. As Palestine look to react again, and that was night and day, that performance in the first quarter of an hour to what we've seen since the penalty. Yasser hasn't seen the ball since he made the penalty save. Well won. Rashid. This is Maraba. Once Katnish. This ball looking for Dabach. Well won by the Indonesian captain Pranata. Gavin Kwan's throw. pressure from Lili Pali. There's one for the goalkeeper to watch. And Hamada deals with it well. Maraba now. And a little sloppy. Katnash. Rashid's ball finding Maraba. Stein, imagine Adam will feel a little better if they have the ball for a couple of minutes.
They're keeping the ball pretty well. That's what sometimes you need under a bit of pressure to try and take the sting out of the game a little bit.
Katnash's long ball forward, looking for Dabach. Abu Warda. Rashid. Given away. Darwish, the goal scorer, has the ball back, however. Need to build that confidence again as Termanini plays it forward. Taba hunting it down, but plenty of Indonesian defenders around it. Here's Abu Warda trying to work his creative magic. One man in space to the left-hand side. It's Darwish, but it's a good header from Gavin Kwan. He did really well there. Luis Milla just trying to get his players calmed down and into the game again. Good comeback after a poor start from them. Mohamed Darwish. There's Maraba on the edge of the box. Maraba is just ahead as Darwish picks up once more. Crowded up by Indonesian defenders, but they still have the ball. Yusuf. Failed to find the final ball. Termanini will try and calm things down.
Yeah, attacking players for Palestine playing very narrow. There's plenty of space for both fullbacks to get forward in these areas. When they're not getting forward, then that's when they play it centrally, and that's where Indonesia is just closing up the space really well.
Katnishes the ball. It's a big error that's made. Chance for Dabach now. Across the face of goal, and Yusuf is the man who's going to chase it. Again, we've seen so many goals decided by errors in these opening matches of this tournament. Indonesia getting away with one. Last time will come again, though, through Katnish as Al-Badari takes over now. Hopeful looking ball, poor touch again. Nugroho, in fact, the referee for getting him out of trouble.
Yeah, he did that. Made a career out of that.
Happens to the best of you.
Yeah.
Here's the ball in. That's the first bad touch. That was the captain Pranata. Almost led to the goal. At least an attempt from Uday Dabach.
It's difficult for him to take that first time.
Mohamed Darwish takes down. Plenty of touches in the last few minutes. Palestine suddenly again look confident on the ball. That's Termanini. All the way forward from centre half here. He's got Dabach in the centre to aim for. And Indonesia will try and break. Trying to get numbers forward quickly too. It's a poor ball there. Maulana, the man who came into the side, and his creativity we've been looking forward to watching. Didn't find it there. Just under 15 minutes to go to half-time. Indonesia won, Palestine won, and after that rip-roaring Indonesian comeback, it's Palestine who seem to have the control. Always seems to be a pass on at the minute for Palestine.
Yeah, they're making some good movement. Switch the play as quickly as possible. So I was talking about the fullbacks getting into play.
Needed a decent interception there. Maybe dillying and dallying too much on the ball. There's Darwish.
So this is where your fullback gets forward now, Fouani, but he's slightly braver, just passing it forward.
Katniss finds Dabach, who's pulled out of position into this left-hand side. Hit the line well, and he's found a teammate here. This is Maraba. Shot comes in, and it's Darwish, whose attempt is well seen by the goalkeeper. Played long looking for Lily Pally. He was born in Arnhem in the Netherlands. Dual citizenship, because his father came from Indonesia. Michel Milad Termanini. Space down this left-hand side. We're going to keep it in. Two bodies in the centre. Lily Pally is one of them. We kind of pick up the ball now and find a teammate. This is Zulfiandi. Headed away by Katniss. Now Gavin Kwan. Active down this right-hand side throughout the match so far is Darwish, who's had no shortage of touches either, comes away with it. Dabah to the left, he's got Yusuf up in the centre. Here is Yusuf, it's one-on-one, real chance for Palestine. Oh dear, should have done much better.
It's a great run from him originally. This is when you don't want to use your left foot. Desire a run from him to get through, he certainly played onside.
Mahmoud Yusuf.
Oh, what an opportunity. Just when he set up there, just delayed the extra touch. Use your left foot. Might not be your strongest, just put your laces through it.
Well, there was a save to be made, and to the keeper's credit, he made it again. Out of the Yassa, it will be a Palestine corner. As Yusuf, who will hopefully for him not have to dwell on that too long. Here's Darwish. Decent ball in, looking for the goal scorer the other night, the 95th minute hero against Lau Al-Badari. No shortage of emotion out there. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Be thinking of what he's going to say. They've got to get there first, though. Zulfiandi's ball forward. Termanini. Amada wastes no time in hacking it away. That'll be an Indonesian free kick, and it's taken quickly, looking for Lily Pally.
Don't mind that. Really don't mind that. Set it up, you've got the two centre-halves who are good in the air. Quick thinking, Lily Pally, that's what he wants to do, play on the shoulders. So many times just put the ball down, he set everyone up from the back, and it's a bit mundane, but that time, great little bit of improvisation, just couldn't quite pull it off.
Lily Pally, of course, born in the Netherlands, and this part of the world saw the first ever team from Asia playing the World Cup. Indonesia, that was then the Dutch East Indies. First Asian team to play in the World Cup all the way back in 1938.
I think John Helms was commentating on that, wasn't he?
You could tell him you said that. Travelled for several weeks on a boat to get there, and they only lasted one match, but they have the record. In the meantime, it looks as though we're going to see a change. It's going to be Ilham Udin Athmain. Indonesia deciding they have to change something quickly. This is Irfan Jaya, their goal scorer, given away. Dabah, the centre forward. Given away as the crowd chant Indonesia. Gianto, who wasted the ball there for those in red. Mohammed Rashid. Palestine now have the ball with Ahmed Katmish and Sami Maraba. Rashid and looking to find an opening. Daba lies ahead, Yusuf off to the right. This now is Darwish. Chance to get the shot away. And Maraba left disappointed. We'll watch the replay and we'll get the change.
Decent attempt from him. I think it's a reaction afterwards. The block that came in just took off target. Probably took two on the way.
So it's Maulana who's replaced. 37 minutes in. We think there's a physical problem. Unless Luis Mia has decided that things really do need to change. Palestine have had all the ball. They have their corner here. If there is an injury to Maulana, there wasn't too much of a sign of it.
No, not at all. I mean, whether he's carrying a knock before the game, I'm not too sure. I think
He knows how important this tournament is to Indonesia, does Luis Mia. Perhaps he has just decided to make a tactical switch. Trying to get one over Ayman Sanduka there on the opposite bench.
there's been no great area that Palestine have really capitalised on, and maybe sometimes in defensive duty. I was talking about the fullbacks; they're not really getting forward enough. And if you wanted to change that, he wasn't working hard enough when they didn't have the ball. It's understandable, but change unless he just puts him up front of Lilipai just a little bit deeper into that number 10 role that I was talking about, that maybe could be an area that they could capitalise on.
Well, if he's the best player, we haven't seen much of him on the ball, have we?
It was an area that I thought they could use a little bit more. Lilipai up against two sort of solid centre halves, and they've been trying to force it into him a little bit, where Afamine has got a good little bit of change of pace in the final third. So Lilipai coming a little bit deeper, getting on the half turn.
That'll be an Indonesian throw, put up by Mohammed Rashid. Well, the change made just 6.5 minutes before half-time.
I didn't seem to come limping off, did he? Or
there was certainly no sign of any obvious injury. Perhaps just active coaching, we'll have to see. Certainly not been too content with what he's seen. He wouldn't be with the ball that Palestine have been having, the chances that they've been creating, on, albeit not clear-cut ones, only a matter of time before they get the second goal, you feel. At the moment it's 1-1, and we're 5 minutes away from half-time here in Group A. You're just joining us, it was a penalty that was saved onto the post and then followed in. It gave Palestine the lead after a quarter of an hour, and then just 10 minutes later, Indonesia equalising after a very, very strong spell of home pressure. And here they are with the ball in the centre of the park. Ball forward. And here's their substitute. It's Afmain. Again, nobody offering options in the centre just yet. Irfan Jaya, the goal scorer. Now Lili Pali looks to have pulled out. Puts the ball in, and Argianto not getting anywhere near it really, but they do have a corner now.
maybe could have got a shout there just to let it go out for a goal kick.
Palestine, after leading the match early on, will want to get a half-time at least on level terms. As Mohamed Hargianto comes over to take the corner, man who combines his football career with one in the National Police Force. He's on the box, edge of the box, pardon me, looking to win it. Indonesia, though, have the ball back. Nugroho. Ball forward for Haryadi. Haryadi fighting. Unable to keep the ball, however, as Abu Warda got it away. Looks to try and find Darwish. Darwish on this left-hand side now. And towards Dabach. Twists and turns and is crowded out by 4 red shirts.
Really well to get back goal side.
Palestine with their captain on the ball, Al-Badari. Now finding Maraba. Plenty of the ball, most of it staying centrals. Finally they get it out wide. It's Yusuf. Farawi with the touch back to the goalkeeper. Katmish.
There's no point left for Main going up there on his own, chasing down when the rest of you are going to play very, very deep. Probably why it's also important to put pressure on the back four to stop playing out from the back, and the back four needs to squeeze up, the midfield needs to squeeze up as well.
That's where they've had the possession, been able to build without too much opposition. As Rashid picks up again for Al-Badari now. This is Maraba. And a number 4, Termanini. Yusuf out on that right side. Farawi finds Maraba. Daba. Awarda. Moving the ball well here, Palestine. That much to think about the cross, left footed. Bedran finds Rashid, who tries to play that ball through the channel. And now Daba, who's worked hard up front on his own. Katnish, better away by the captain Pranata. And Maraba, decent ball in offside. And there was quite a bit of daylight between them. A long ball for the substitute. Main, and it seems to be what Luis Milla has done, in fact, doesn't it?
To me now, it does seem a tactical change. Certainly wasn't happy with something, and it has made a slight bit of difference, but they're not squeezing up the pitch enough when he's closing down. He's occupying the 2 centre-halves a lot more than what Lillepai was doing in the first 25 minutes, but Lillepai's a player that likes to get on the ball, needs a service.
You can imagine if that's the change he's made, that'll be the chat at half-time as well, won't it? They'll want more of this in the second half, and maybe a bit more jumping up and down as well if they can. But they have to produce it on the pitch first. Here is Ilham Uddin Athmain. Ball is cleared. Gavin Kwan will go over to take the throw. Kwan's right foot. Goalkeeper comes and holds on well. Hamadi, who plays for Hilal Al-Quds in the West Bank Premier League. And we're into first half stoppage time, pardon me. It's a foul. 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. And a chance for Palestine to do what they enjoy doing, which is put the ball in with a set piece.
That's good play there from Daba, just drawing in the foul from Saputra. Gets tight, but he just gets too tight, gets turned. Good opportunity now, just right at the end of this half, to try and score from a set play.
Katnish, the number 2, over the ball alongside Mahmoud Yusuf. As well as playing for the under-23s, already has 2 senior caps and just as many goals as well.
Al-Badari will be the player they'll be looking for.
The big man, the 34-year-old, wearing number 5. It is going to be Katnish to take. The dying embers of this first half. Al-Badar is the man at the far side wearing 5. The ball doesn't reach him, however, and it doesn't really get past the first defender. Shot from Rashid. And that might be that as far as the first half is concerned.
Well, both sides have won good second balls when crosses have come in. They've had a few shots from distance. sort of been an up and down first half. Although Indonesia started pretty slowly, looked pretty nervous, and Palestine certainly capitalised on that. But when they got the equaliser, they really reacted well from going a goal behind, and I think Palestine has certainly finished the half a lot stronger.
And there is the half-time whistle. We've had moments of quality, we've had moments of poor quality, plenty of emotion, plenty of aggression, but it's still all to play for at half-time at the Patriot Stadium, where after an early penalty that was missed and then converted on the rebound, and an equaliser 10 minutes later, it is Indonesia 1, Palestine 1 in Group A at the Asian Games. The group lead is there to play for. The question is, who is going to take it, if anybody? Plenty still to be said here at the Patriot Stadium. Join us in just a few minutes. We'll be back for the second half. Stats from the first half look like this. The most important one at the top of your screen, though. Indonesia 1, Palestine 1. Indonesia with just 2 shots, the one on goal that counted as their goal. Palestine having 12 attempts at goal, 5 of them on target, and the most possession as well at 56%. Only one man booked so far, and he was wearing a white shirt. So Indonesia looking to improve that shots on goal stat in the second half, I'm pretty sure. And they also want more of the ball, I think, too. First half, not in it for the first 15 minutes or so, but after that, as soon as things changed for them, they were straight back in it. This was the penalty that was or wasn't. Only one man seemed to think it was, and he was wearing the black jersey. Saved initially, and then converted by Dabah. Ten minutes of pressure culminated in this. Palestinian defence slow to react, coming out, and that allowed Irfan Jaya to equalise. Most of the rest of the chances fell to the visitors. This the best one. And Mahmoud Yusuf guilty of wasting an absolute golden opportunity. So at half-time at the Patriot Stadium, scores at 1-1.
ลูกชายชื่อสักกลินจ้า
ไอ้สัก
สักกลิน
รีบหน่อยนะน้องที่สายแล้ว
ไม่มีคำว่าสาย ถ้าวันตายยังมาไม่ถึง
ถึงโค้งไม่ต้องแซงเพราะความแรงคือตัวตน
มันใช่เวลาคิดคำคมใหม่อะ
ไม่ได้คิดแต่มันติดอยู่ใน DNA
กูไม่เอาแล้วเว้ย
ไม่มีคำว่าไม่ในพจนานุกรมของคนจริง
ไบแมนสักกรินตูดหมึก
รถไฟไอ้สักเบรกแม่บอกให้เบรก
20 กันยายนนี้ทุกโรงภาพยนตร์
เรามีมหกรรมกีฬานะครับระดับเอเชียเลยก็คือเอเชียนเกมครั้งที่ 18 นะครับที่จัดขึ้นที่ประเทศอินโดนีเซียนะครับอย่าลืมส่งกำลังใจครับไทยเชียร์ไทยครับเชียร์ทัพนักกีฬาไทยของเรานะครับในทุกๆประเภทเลยและที่สำคัญนะครับคุณสามารถรับชมการถ่ายทอดสดได้ครับกฎหมายเลข 23 ช่อง Workpoint นอกจากนั้นยังไม่พอนะครับทุกๆช่องทางออนไลน์ของ Workpoint นะครับก็จะถ่ายทอดสดเช่นกันนะครับติดตาม
เอเชียนเกม 2018 เริ่ม 14 สิงหาคมนี้
ปฏิบัติการล่าท้าผีกลัวผี 2018 ที่จะทำให้คุณดื่มด่ำไปกับการท่องเที่ยวสุดขนหัวลุกในโกดังร้างแห่งหนึ่งย่านจังหวัดชลบุรีโดย2 หนุ่มคุณโน้ตธวัฒน์และคุณเฟอร์กี้วันชัยห้ามพลาด
แน่จริงผลักแรงกว่านี้ดิ
เหมือนกับเป็นเงาผู้ชายอะมาเกี่ยวขาเขาลงไปอะค่ะ
ตอนนี้ผมมองไปที่หน้าตาผมยังเห็นดวงไฟอยู่เลยครับพี่
พี่สัมผัสได้ว่าวิญญาณคนงานเนี่ยอยู่ใกล้ๆน้องสองคนจริง
ประสบการณ์ขนหัวลุกของพ่อดมชวนชื่นห้ามลา
บางคืนก็เห็นออกมาลำอยู่ที่หน้าโรงลิเกพระเนนเถรชีวิ่งหนีก็จะวิ่งไป
เฮ้ย เฮ้ยดังๆเฮ้ย เฮ้ย เฮ้ยยังกูยังไม่ได้ตายกูยังไม่ได้ตายไปอาจารย์สิทธิ์รอดชีวิตมาสิทธิ์จะกลับมาหาอาจารย์สิทธิ์จะจำคำของอาจารย์ไว้เฮ้ยน้องๆทั้งมันจะคุ้มครองเองอันนี้ก็เรียกอะไรลิ้นแฉก
มาหาไปพร้อมกันทุกวันศุกร์4 ทุ่มตรง อย่ามาสายนะจ๊ะ
เกิดอะไรขึ้นกับหญิงคนนี้
ใจคุณทุกข์มาก จนรู้สึกว่าฉันอยู่ในโลกนี้แค่คนเดียว
ก็อภัพพ่อแม่ค่ะพ่อแม่เสียชีวิตทำใจไม่ได้จนเป็นโรคซึมเศร้าค่ะ
หญิงคนนี้มีกรรมอะไร
อีกคนหนึ่งก็ล็อกคอน้องและอีกคนหนึ่งก็ตีด้วยเหล็ก
ตีที่ช่วงไหนนะครับ
ที่หัวอย่างเดียวเลยค่ะ ให้เสียชีวิตอะค่ะ
เลขทวนกรรมพฤหัสนี้3 ทุ่ม 45
ริต้อนรับพ่อหมีฝีปากกล้าโอ๊ตปราโมทย์อยากจะมีเวลาเธอลำพังเหมือนที่เคย
ดีใจมากๆนะครับไม่น่าเชื่อว่าจะมาเจอบุคคลที่นิสัยไม่ดี รวมตัวกันเยอะขนาดนี้นะฮะ
เขาเป็นพี่ชายที่ดีมากครับเรื่องทำบุญเนี่ยใส่ซองหนักกับเพื่อนนะเพราะอะไรอ่ะปาโมดประธานกรรมการ200ประธาน 2,000
โอ้ย
ไปนะ
ใช่ที่ไหนล่ะนี่พี่โอ๊ตก็คนบ้านเดียวกับพี่
บ้านยังไง
พี่โอ๊ตปาโมดสมุทรปราการโอ้เงียบพอกับแจ็คเลยอะ
2 ทุ่ม 5 นาทีนักร้องคนนี้เป็นยังไงพี่โอ๊ต
ผิวพรรณเขาเปล่งปลั่งมาก มองตัวเนี้ยเหมือนสีน้ำผึ้ง very good
แล้วดูเสียงไงเพราะไม่รู้เอาแล้ว
เพราะอะไรถึงมาอยู่ในใจพี่ตั้งนานแล้วจ๊ะ
ตั้งแต่ผมมารายการไอแคนซีนะไม่เคยเห็นนักร้องคนไหนบ้ากามเท่าคุณเลยโดน
ครั้งแรกที่1 หน้ากากมาถึง 2 คน กับการต่อสู้สุดดุเดือดในกรุ๊ปมารีนวอร์
สิ่งที่ทำลงไปไม่คุ้มโนเยรึโคอินนันมันไอสิ่งอาสาทุกคนคอยเทแคร์ว่ายน้ำใส่แดงว่ายน้ำใส่
การที่คุณมาประกวดเป็นคู่อย่างเงี้ยมันถือว่าเป็นการเอาเปรียบนักร้องคนอื่นหรือเปล่าครับ
ผมบอกเลยว่ามากๆครับเอาเปรียบมากๆแดนเซอร์ก็มีโซฟาก็มีที่จบไปเมื่อกี้เรียกว่าการร้องเพลงเหรอคะพวกกูร้องเพลงกับแนวในอนาคตมึงยังตามไม่ทันหรอก
พวกเขาพร้อมที่จะทำทุกอย่างเพื่อชัยชนะ
คือถ้าเกิดหอย2 ตัวนี้จะลงได้แค่นี้เนี่ยดิฉันรู้สึกสงสารแดนเซอร์มากเลยค่ะอย่าไปน้ำกูกำความลับมึงเยอะนะมาน้ำจะลองไหมล่ะว่าความลับใครจะเยอะบ้างกันไอ้หอย
พลาดไม่ได้ใน The Mask Project A พฤหัสบดีที่ 16 สิงหาคม 2 ทุ่ม 5 นาทีเป็นต้นไป
มาถึงแล้วนะครับเดือนสิงหาคมนี้คุณห้ามไปไหนนะครับใช้ชีวิตแบบมีความสุขแบบกองเชียร์นั่นเอเชียนเกมนะครับเปิดแบบยิ่งใหญ่มากนะครับแล้วก็เวิร์กพอยต์เนี่ยนะครับถ่ายทอดด้วยนะครับไทยเชียร์ไทยทัพนักกีฬาไทยของเราต้องได้เหรียญทองเยอะที่สุด
เอเชียนเกม 2018 เริ่ม 14 สิงหาคมนี้ถ่ายทอดสดทางช่อง Workpoint
ลูกชายชื่อสักกลินจ้า
ไอ้สัก
สักกลิน
รีบหน่อยนะน้องพี่สายแล้ว
ไม่มีคำว่าสาย ถ้าวันตายยังมาไม่ถึง
ถึงโค้งก็ต้องแซงเพราะความแรงคือตัวตน
มันใช่เวลาคิดคำคมใหม่อะ
ไม่ได้คิดแต่มันติดอยู่ใน DNA
กูไม่เอาแล้วเว้ย
ไม่มีคำว่าไม่ในพจนานุกรมของคนจริง
ไบแมนสักกรินตูดหมึก
รถไฟไอ้สัตว์เบรกแม่บอกให้เบรก
20 กันยายนนี้ทุกโรงภาพยนตร์
เรามีมหกรรมกีฬานะครับระดับเอเชียเลยก็คือเอเชียนเกมครั้งที่ 18 นะครับที่จัดขึ้นที่ประเทศอินโดนีเซียนะครับอย่าลืมส่งกำลังใจครับไทยเชียร์ไทยครับเชียร์ทัพนักกีฬาไทยของเรานะครับในทุกๆประเภทเลยและที่สำคัญนะครับคุณสามารถรับชมการถ่ายทอดสดได้ครับกฎหมายเลข 23 ช่อง Workpoint นอกจากนั้นยังไม่พอนะครับทุกๆช่องทางออนไลน์ของ Workpoint นะครับก็จะถ่ายทอดสดเช่นกันนะครับติดตาม
เอเชียนเกม 2018 เริ่ม 14 สิงหาคมนี้
ปฏิบัติการล่าท้าผีกลัวผี 2018 ที่จะทำให้คุณดื่มด่ำไปกับการท่องเที่ยวสุดขนหัวลุกในโกดังร้างแห่งหนึ่งย่านจังหวัดชลบุรี โดยสองหนุ่มคุณโน้ตธวัฒน์และคุณเฟอร์กี้วันชัยห้ามพลาด
แน่จริงผลักแรงกว่านี้ดิ
เหมือนกับเป็นเงาผู้ชายอะมาเกี่ยวขาเขาลงไปอะค่ะ
ตอนนี้ผมมองไปที่หน้าตาผมยังเห็นดวงไฟอยู่เลยอะพี่
ที่สัมผัสได้ว่าวิญญาณคนงานเนี่ยอยู่ใกล้ๆน้องสองคนจริง
ประสบการณ์ขนหัวลุกของพ่อดมชวนชื่นห้ามพลาด
บางคืนก็เห็นออกมาลำอยู่ที่หน้าโรงลิเกพระเนนเถรชีวิ่งหนีก็จะวิ่งไป
เฮ้ย เฮ้ยดังๆเฮ้ย เฮ้ย เฮ้ยยังกูยังไม่ได้ตายกูยังไม่ได้ตายไปอาจารย์สิทธิ์รอดชีวิตมาสิทธิ์จะกลับมาหาอาจารย์สิทธิ์จะจำคำของอาจารย์ไว้เฮ้ยน้องๆทั้งมันจะคุ้มครองเองอันนี้ก็เรียกอะไรเจ้าลิ้นแฉก
มาหาไปพร้อมกันทุกวันศุกร์ 4 ทุ่มตรง อย่ามาสายนะจ๊ะ
เกิดอะไรขึ้นกับหญิงคนนี้
ใจคุณอะทุกข์มาก จนรู้สึกว่าฉันอยู่ในโลกนี้แค่คนเดียว
ก็อาภัพพ่อแม่ค่ะพ่อแม่เสียชีวิตทำใจไม่ได้จนเป็นโรคซึมเศร้าค่ะ
หญิงคนนี้มีกรรมอะไร
อีกคนหนึ่งก็ล็อกคอน้องและอีกคนหนึ่งก็ตีด้วยเหล็ก
ตีที่ช่วงไหนนะครับ
ที่หัวอย่างเดียวเลยค่ะ ให้เสียชีวิตอะค่ะ
เลขทวนกรรมพฤหัสนี้3 ทุ่ม 45
ริต้อนรับพ่อหมีฝีปากกล้าโอ๊ตปราโมทย์อยากจะมีเวลาเธอลำพังเหมือนที่เคย
ดีใจมากๆนะครับ ไม่น่าเชื่อว่าจะมาเจอบุคคลที่นิสัยไม่ดี รวมตัวกันเยอะขนาดนี้นะฮะ
เขาเป็นพี่ชายที่ดีมากครับเรื่องทำบุญเนี่ยใส่ซองหนักกับเพื่อนนะ
เพราะอะไรอ่ะ
ปาโมดประธานกรรมการ200ประธาน 2,000
โอ้ยใช่ที่ไหนล่ะ นี่พี่โอ๊ตก็คนบ้านเดียวกับพี่
บ้านยังไง
พี่โอ๊ตปาโมดสมุทรปราการ โอ้เงียบพอกับแจ็คเลยอะแจ็คดีกว่า
2 ทุ่ม 5 นาทีนักร้องคนนี้เป็นยังไงพี่โอ๊ต
ผิวพรรณเขาเปล่งปลั่งมาก มองตัวเนี้ยเหมือนสีน้ำผึ้ง very good
มาดูเสียงไง
เพราะไม่รู้เอาแล้ว เพราะอะไรถึงมาอยู่ในใจพี่ตั้งนานแล้วจ้ะ
ตั้งแต่ผมมารายการไอแคนซีนะ ไม่เคยเห็นนักร้องคนไหน บ้ากามเท่าคุณเลยโดน
ครั้งแรกที่หนึ่งหน้ากากมาถึง 2 คน กับการต่อสู้สุดดุเดือดในกรุ๊ปมารีนวอร์
สิ่งที่ทำลงไปไม่คุ้มโนเยรึโคอินนั้นมันไอสิ่งอาสาทุกคนคอยเทแรง
ลอยน้ำใส่แนมลอยน้ำใส่
การที่คุณมาประกวดเป็นคู่อย่างเงี้ยมันถือว่าเป็นการเอาเปรียบนักร้องคนอื่นหรือเปล่าครับ
ผมบอกเลยว่ามากๆครับ เอาเปรียบมากๆ แดนเซอร์ก็มีโซฟาก็มี ที่จบไปเมื่อกี้เรียกว่าการร้องเพลงเหรอคะ พวกกูร้องเพลงกับแนวในอนาคต มึงยังตามไม่ทันหรอก
พวกเขาพร้อมที่จะทำทุกอย่างเพื่อชัยชนะ
คือถ้าเกิดหอย2 ตัวนี้จะลงได้แค่นี้เนี่ยดิฉันรู้สึกสงสารแดนเซอร์มากเลยค่ะอย่าไปนะกูกำความลับมึงเยอะนะมาน้ำจะลองไหมล่ะว่าความลับใครจะเยอะบ้างกันไอ้หอย
พลาดไม่ได้ใน The Mask Project A พฤหัสบดีที่ 16 สิงหาคม 2 ทุ่ม 5 นาทีเป็นต้นไป
มาถึงแล้วนะครับ เดือนสิงหาคมนี้คุณห้ามไปไหนนะครับ ใช้ชีวิต
Indonesia and Palestine make their way back onto the pitch for the second half. A Group A clash at the Asian Games, at the moment 1-1. And the winner of this match will move to the top of the group. Palestine, who currently lead by 4 points, or did at least before the start of the day. Hong Kong, China have since taken a win. They have 6 points at the top of Group A. And, well, tonight it's been a strange old game. Different waves of pressure. Palestine, strongest team for the first 15 minutes in the lead thanks to a fortuitous penalty. And then Indonesia straight back at them for the following 10 minutes and then seemed to disappear from the match.
It really was an up and down first half. I thought that Palestine set their stall out really well to play on the counter-attack, and they did that superbly. It was me that decided to make a substitution 35 minutes. First of all, we thought it was an injury, but actually tactical. Mine now up there. I need to try and give him a little bit more support when he's closing the back four down of Palestine.
Well, let's see if we see more of Stefano Jancha Lillipali, who hardly touched the ball in the first half, as that's Gavin Kwan. If you're just joining us, by the way, it's Palestine in the all-white jerseys and shorts, kicking from left to right. Indonesia, the home team, at this Patriot Stadium in Bekasi, just outside of the capital, Jakarta, co-hosting the games with Palembang this year. Kicking from right to left in their red jerseys, Indonesia. Good start for them the other night with a 4-0 victory. They're defending in these opening exchanges of the second half as Palestine come forward looking for Dabah. Yadi's ball forward. This now is Hargianto. Currently playing his club football on loan in the capital in Jakarta with Persija. And that will be a home ball. As Youssef guilty of missing a brilliant chance in the first half. Home crowd have been nice and loud, and you can hear them again at the start of the second half. Gavin Kwan, one of the 4 changes to the side tonight made by their Spanish coach Milla. Meantime, there's an early touch of the ball for Rami Hamada. Now a full international as well, played against Yemen last summer for the first time in the senior Palestine team. And one of the Indonesian players down holding his left ankle there, as they're on the attack with their substitute Athmain. Waits for support. This is Hargianto. Hargianto gets a shot away, and well, what a forget. Says he's got a touch. Angry reaction. It all stemmed from an Indonesian player going down on the far side. This was Athmain.
Yeah, he held the ball up well. Again, just another speculative effort from distance. We've seen that so many times this tournament.
A real lack of quality, certainly in the group stage, as well, the player down. This is how it happened. It looked to be the goal scorer, Jaya. How did it happen?
Yeah, he just sort of caught him on the top of his foot. Nothing malicious there from Damon, certainly by accident.
There's been help from the field at the moment. Fizzy on the left-hand side in conversation. This is going to be the coach's reaction. Remember, they've made 1 change already. Tactical, we're pretty certain now. Or at least think he'd be given an opportunity to run it off. Certainly is the goal scorer. In the meantime, got another change being readied, and it will be Sadil Ramdani when it happens. And they're saying, yep, Irfan Jaya in the meantime isn't going to be fit enough to carry on, say the physios. They're signalling over to the bench. Whether that is a different change or not, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, the header out by Saputra, the captain. This is now Zulfiandi for Indonesia, the number 4. Rashid, the only player to have been booked so far tonight. First 5 minutes of the second half gone. There is Sadil Ramdani. Substitution being prepared by the 4th official down there, who's from Korea, Kim Dae-yong. Rashid finds Abdelatif Al-Badari. Now Maraba. Here's spaces, he finds Youssef. All inside looking for Darberg. Just unable to get it past the centre half. Palestine will come again. Once more, plenty of possession for them. That's a decent ball, and here's a real opportunity to make it 2-1, and they do. It's put home by Darwish, and Palestine retake the lead. Well, early in the second half, they've struck straight away. It was a good ball through, and a brilliant finish.
That was a brilliant ball through. Abuada delicately puts it through to Darwish. It's a great first touch from him. Gavin Quine out of position, the fullback. Space in behind. Emphatically puts it into that near side of the goal.
And for the second time tonight, Indonesia must come from behind. Palestine started so well in the first half, and they've repeated the trick here. Mohamed Darwish in his return to the team and the starting 11. The man who plays his club football in Germany has put home for Palestine. And that makes it Indonesia 1, Palestine 2 in Group A. Now, just as Indonesia were thinking about having to make a change down to 10 men, they suddenly find themselves behind it. Well, not the start that the home side would have wanted coming after half-time, and if Luis Milla was a busy man on the touchline, he certainly will be now. And Zulfiandi. Two chaotic starts to both halves that have put the home team on the back foot. And the two teams, they do have the history here, but it's been a long, long time since they were a major footballing force in the region, Indonesia. Not since the 1980s have they finished in the top 4. A challenge that's been picked on by the referee, and it's going to be yellow card. Youssef, who has it flashed in his direction. Not one of those players who is in danger of missing the next match.
No complaints there. Could have been a lot worse. To see him roll his ankle.
It's Nugroho, the player he took down.
Just watch his left ankle there. Could have been a lot worse, and he seems in a bit of pain at the moment.
Palestine ahead. Disciplinary front, they've got quite a few players in the book, certainly compared to other teams in the tournament. They have one player on the bench who's on a booking, Omar Al-Sharif. 2 players booked tonight. Youssef is one of them. There's Rashid the other, and remember Al-Badari carrying that booking for the first match as well. It's a long group stage for those in this particular group, so confirmation that Irfan Jaya can't continue. And he has been replaced by the number 17, Sadil Ramdani. Second change of the night for Indonesia, and they'll be hoping they don't have to make another here, because Nugroho seems in quite some pain.
It looks a bad one. Seems he got his studs caught in the ground.
It's been a busy start to the second half for the Indonesian physio. There's the goal scorer, by the way, Mohamed Darwish. And this is the goal. Lovely ball forward by Abu Warda. There's the finish.
Yeah, I mean, with the man down as well. Gavin Quine was just far too far forward. Especially with 10 men, just try and keep that solid base, but take nothing away from the finish.
This is a sight we didn't want to see. Bagas Adi Nugroho being strapped into the stretcher, and it looks as though he's about to be replaced by Rizaldi Ihanusa. Ihanusa, defender, wearing number 7. And it's a like-for-like swap. And that's 3 out of 3 substitutions used for Indonesia. Still with 35 minutes to play. Any more tactical options that wanted to be used by Luis Milla out of the window. Has to go with what he's got now. And here come Indonesia trying to get themselves back on level terms again. This is Haryadi. Here's the fullback who's just come on. Hanusa. This ball is long, but it will be an Indonesian throw.
Similar to the first half, Indonesia not really come out, have they? Not really played in any good areas. They're played just really anonymous again in that number 10 role.
Ball put into the centre. Here's Zulfiandi. Once more, they're really struggling to get their playmaker Lily Pali on the ball. He is waiting for it in the centre. Chance for Palestine to come away with Abu Warda. It's his ball for Dabah, but Dabah with quite a clear push there. Well, a lot to have taken in there for Indonesia and their supporters in the first 10 minutes of the second half. They lost a goal and they've lost 2 players to injury. How do they react here? We'll know a lot more about their character in the next 35 minutes or so. Palestine attempt to bring the ball forward again. I suppose a good thing for both sides here is that they had good starts, positive results in their first few matches, so there might be disappointment tonight if they end up on the losing side, but no panic.
No, not at all. I still think that they are stronger than Hong Kong. Even though they had a good result today against Chinese Taipei, but
Hanusa, the substitute, finds Haryadi. This now is Haryanto into the centre for Zulfiandi. Puts it wide to Gavin Kwan. Here is Kwan again. And in the meantime, Hogan has to put the ball out. That's Katmish who's down.
nothing in the rule book to say you've got to kick it out.
You heard the cries of out, 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 and they were heeded.
There's a bit of strapping on his leg, isn't there? Whether or not he's just tweaked something again.
That's when he tried to get up after that challenge. He felt the issue. Of course, Palestine still with their 3 changes to make. Just over half an hour to go, and they have the lead. They won't be worried about the clock ticking by. There's their coach, Ayman Sanduka, and they're about to make their first change. Looks as though it's going to be Youssef Al-Ashab, another defender wearing number 14. Wasn't in the starting 11 for their last match. In fact, they kept the same defensive line bar Al-Sharif. He was replaced by Farawi for this match. We'll wait to see that change confirmed. Headed away. Bit of space to be picked up on there though. And it was number 17, the substitute, start of the second half, Ramdani, who was trying to take advantage of it. Palestine again. Stop-start beginning the first quarter of an hour of the second half. Argianto for Indonesia. It's won by Rashid. All over the place for Palestine. I say that in a positive sense. Been everywhere. That was Darwish wanting a foul and not getting one. Indonesia now with Ehanusa. They'll have a throw. And while it looks as though the problem is more permanent, we might have thought for Katniss. And I think he's now going to leave the field. We'll have that substitution we talked about. It will be Yusuf Al-Ashab. The referee encouraging him to leave the field as quickly as possible. I think with the scoreline at 2-1, he'll have a job doing that. Played his part in the first half. Many touches of the ball up and down that left-hand side. For the final half an hour, he will be replaced by the 23-year-old Yusuf Al-Ashab. Looking out for him, he's wearing the number 14. There's Afmain for Indonesia. His ball in the centre is clear. Gavin Kwan wide. Finds Ramdani, the substitute. Zulfiandi. Ariyadi. Referee says no foul. That's a foul.
Certainly inconsistent with these decisions, isn't he, tonight with the referee, especially with the penalty. I thought Rashid's yellow card early on wasn't a yellow card, he won the ball.
When he came out for the second half, you could see him protesting with the fourth official still about that one. He knows that it could be important down the line. Ball given away by Palestinian number 7, Abu Warda. Adiasa, the goalkeeper. Indonesia will build again. This time looking for something positive. Barring that 10-minute spell in the first half, we really haven't seen the best of Indonesia tonight.
No, they've not really come out the second half, have they? In any way, it just doesn't seem to... No, the substitution that he made towards the last 10 minutes, it kind of worked, but second half, they've just not had enough of the ball.
He will be the happier of the two coaches. Ayman Sanduka. Of course, Palestine strong and tough to break down. West Asian and Middle Eastern style of football, traditionally a little more physical than that we see in this part of the world. Darwish, the goal scorer. Yusuf on the far side wearing number 10. Ball looking for him, but the goalkeeper is out to claim easily. Dabach is the man trying to prevent him getting the ball away, much to the displeasure of the crowd. It's well won by Farawi. It's now it's Maraba. Out wide to Darwish. Looking for support. Finds Rashid. Rashid thinks about it. Will have the shot in the end, but it's straight out for the defender. It's Farawi.
Well, I've lost count now how many shots I've seen from that distance from all different countries. I know they're young, but I'm not that young known to shoot from that range.
These are the cream of the crop of each of Asia's future football stars. Many already playing at top clubs in their various different leagues, and in Palestine's place, they've got quite a few players who are playing abroad as well. In the meantime, Looks as though they're ready to make another substitution. Bernardo, the captain, out to the right. Here's Saputra. Time on the ball to find Hehanusa. Ball's given away here to Yusuf. Dabach to the right hand side. Yusuf in turn wastes the ball. They'll have another chance though. 3 against 3 now. Yusuf through the middle. Dabach was going to be a foul and a free kick to Palestine. It's Maraba who's gone down.
Good patient build up. A lot of space now in the midfield. Loads of gaps appearing now for Palestine to capitalise on. Certain free kick. Just this range now. Is it a tiny bit too close to the 18-yard box to get it up and over the wall?
They'll be having to put the goalkeeper under pressure, I'm certain of that. In fact, they're queuing up to take it here. Yusuf wants a piece. He's got his hand on the ball right now. Abu Warda is there as well, the number 7. Rashid is hanging about. Maraba was there, but he's disappeared off into the box. Abu Warda would be the left-footed option.
Yeah, he certainly looks possible favourite. Just looking on the outside of the ball at Zulfalandi, the number 4. He's not the tallest, so maybe you could go that side of the wall, up and around him.
Captain's up to have a chat, Al-Badari. Of course, talking about young players, he is the experienced man, 34 years of age. One of the 3 overage players you're allowed in each squad. Warda, left foot. If it's the right foot, it's Darwish. It is Darwish to hit it. Straight off out of the ball. Dabach picks up. Here's Rashid now for Palestine, who's lost the ball. Lily Pally tries to pick it up. And Palestine will come forward again. Still have bodies up there, still have numbers up there. Look to win those second balls, and they've got it back. Abu Warda now. Rashid. There's Farawi. Now Yusuf. Looks inside and finds support as Darwish goes down, but there's nothing doing.
They're doing really well. When they get into that area out wide, they're not really crossing into the area because there is loads of Indonesian players back into that 18-yard, but the cutback's on every single time, especially to Darwish. Holding his run brilliantly at the edge of the box. Just seem a little bit tired, Indonesia. Not pressing as a team. Not really clicking the team at the moment.
Haven't really been in the game in the second half at all. We've seen them win the ball in the Palestinian half. Which we're just about halfway through the second half. It is Indonesia 1, Palestine 2. It's an effort to challenge for the ball from the first substitute we saw in the first half, Afmain. And he's won a corner. Time for that substitution we saw being prepared a moment ago. And it's going to be Shahab Kumbor. Came off the bench to score Palestine's first goal versus Laos. It's the equaliser that set up the late comeback, and he's about to replace Mohamed Darwish, who's scored the goal that separates the teams tonight. This was it.
That was a decent finish from him. Took it really well.
Shahab Kumbor, who celebrated his 21st birthday last weekend, is an attacker, but he's got defending to do straight away. It's the Indonesian corner. Failed to get past the first man. Chance to get in the box and put the low ball in. And it's an interception that was needed from Al-Badari.
Yeah, great defender. Horrible one for a defender to deal with. Facing towards your own goal. Just need a period of play now, Indonesia, to keep Palestine under pressure by keeping the ball slightly better.
And a well won by the substitute. Play forward towards Main. hacked away in the meantime. Looking for Dabach. Certainly can't fault his work rate tonight. He's chased everything. Now has a bit of help with Shabab Kumbo.
Yeah, Darren May go on the right hand side and Kumbo go off on his own. Just an extra man in midfield.
Here's Abu Warda, finds Rashid. Farawi forced to go in circles, still finds his man up the boulder. This is the substitute, Kumbo. Now Dabach. Holding the ball up without any real problem, although the final product there was poor. Indonesia now can try and come away with the ball. Off Main. Waiting for support and finally finding it through Haryadi. "20 minutes to go. Indonesia need to find something from somewhere. As it stands, Palestine will be going top of Group A. They've played one game more than Indonesia. Indonesia who still have to play Hong Kong. Allow the team that's bottom of the group. Also lost their first opening 2 matches. Corner to Indonesia. Haryadi is to leave it for Hargianto. Lily Pally into the box. Almost anonymous in most parts of this match so far. All looking for him. Well, I'm not sure who that was to.
I think that really sums up their second half. Haryadi. You're right, the main player we were picking out to start with, Lillipali, hasn't been in the game at all.
He plays his football in Indonesia now after starting off, said at the start of the night, with several teams in his native Netherlands. Plays for Bali United at the minute though. The team of Indonesia played in their final warm-up match before this tournament. Ehanusa, the substitute fullback. Hargianto has dropped deep for the ball. Now Ramdani. Saputra finds Hargianto. Silly ball given away once more. Story of many passages of play we've seen in this group stage in the opening matches. Ramdani now for Indonesia, trying to produce something positive. Main. Nicely taken down by Haryadi. Haryadi is cutting inside, looking for help. This is Lily Pally, finally on the ball. And Indonesia will have a free kick. Farawi with the infringement.
Yeah, not the best foul to give away, a bit sloppy. So he's facing towards his own goal. He doesn't need to make any connection there.
And this may be what Indonesia need. Something out of nothing.
When you've been poor as they've been in this second half, you do rely on set plays to help you out, but you certainly feel that Palestine height that they do have, the ball has to be hit with real quality.
Lily Pally's over it, as is the substitute fullback Ehanusa. Here it is, Ehanusa. A little bit of excitement in the crowd as the net ripples, but unfortunately for them, it's the wrong side of the net.
Yeah, keeper had that covered, didn't he? Very, very comfortable.
Well, confident enough to have a go after coming onto the field a matter of minutes ago. Seen a bit of the ball already down this left-hand side. He's missed the header though. This is Dabach. Dabach still going. Argianto. Picked up by Lily Pally. And he was convinced he was offside, I think, there, off Main.
Well, it certainly shows what he can do there. Brilliantly brought that down. And that little Cruyff pass through.
Well, he's Dutch after all. Indonesian father and a Dutch mother to the man born in Arnhem. He started at Utrecht early in his career. Here he is on the ball again. Stefano Janša Lillipali, the Indonesian number 10. Ball into the centre. Options here as he cuts back, looks to get the shot away. Lillipali was desperate for the ball on the edge of the box and it didn't come to him. Now Zulfiandi. This is better though. Took the free kick a moment ago. Hanusa swings the ball across but swings it far too far, and Palestine with 15 minutes to go have possession once more.
A disappointing final ball there. Hanusa just there, getting it. When you got time you have to hit a certainly better ball than that. Maybe just need to move it a little bit quicker in the final third.
Reason to be optimistic though, a little more than a few minutes ago for Indonesia.
I mean 15 minutes you probably have to put your fullbacks up a little bit more. Maybe sacrifice someone at the back to really play on the counter-attack.
Well, this looks better already. Got behind his man, the sub Al-Mayin. Lillipali's in the centre and he's Rashid to clear it for a corner.
He did really well there, Rashid. Lillipali saying he's filled his shirts being pulled. First time they got Al-Mayin into the game in that final third, turning the back four.
Lillipali turning straight to the referee, and well, after the penalty that was given in the first half in the same box, you might as well ask the question. That's got the crowd going though. This is what they need. Ariyari takes the corner quickly. Argianto, it's a poor ball to try and find him. So they need a way back into the match, but they have to cut out the silly mistakes. Here's Gavin Kwan with the throw. Finds Stefano Lillipali. Waits on the edge of the box. This, by the way, is Al-Mayin again. Al-Mayin wanting a corner. It's only going to be a goal kick.
Swept that a little bit too easily.
Still time for Indonesia, but Palestine are going to make a third and final substitution. And it's going to be Mohamed Obaid, who started their last match, to replace Mahmoud Yusuf, pardon me. Mohamed Obaid, the 19-year-old, who's the youngest player in the squad. Born in September 1998.
He's done good in parts, Mohamed Yusuf. One or two good touches in that final third. Especially in the first 25 minutes of the first half, I thought he was excellent. Not really got the ball in enough in this second half to be influential in that final third, so no surprise the change being made.
Obaid on then. See what he can produce in the final 11 and a half minutes of this match. Pressure on Indonesia here in front of their home fans to try and pull a result out of the bag. Tries to play the ball forward, looking for the contact. It was Route 1 stuff. Decent ball in, Lillipali making the run. And again, we'd hardly seen him, but almost appeared out of nowhere.
No way there, he doesn't why he uses his head. Scored a great goal in the first game. Similar, really.
It's Ramdani with the ball in.
Has to be using his head there. It's a very difficult technique to try and use the outside of your right boot. The ball coming over your shoulder. Tailor-made for a header. Quality ball, though.
player of his quality, a man who played for the Netherlands under 17 level, that has to go down as a missed opportunity. And a chance that came out of nowhere. Watching the final 10 minutes. Referee says no foul. Rashid. Palestine with Farawi now. Finds Abu Warda. They're content to go all the way back to Termani. 23-year-old Abu Warda again, and for them it's keep ball, isn't it now?
Yeah, it's really important now that just don't give away the ball in pool areas. I'm not saying that Indonesia have been great on the counter-attack in this second half, but just for that one opportunity there for them to really almost equalise.
Ramdani, who put that ball in a moment ago for Lili Pali. Certainly aggressive and enthusiastic since coming on. Hanusa. One back straight away, and here's Abu Warda now for Palestine. Dabach's make the run. Dabach is going to profit off it. Here he goes, he's got one man in the centre. Dabach waiting, looking for support, try to find it. Only find the foot of the defender. Palestine has still had the opportunity there. Maraba. Baid's in the centre, the substitute. And here's Abu Warda, man who started the move 2 minutes previous. Al-Badari. Go all the way back as far as the goalkeeper. Just to remind Rami Hamado's in again. Nothing to do in the second half, really. Zulfiandi for Indonesia. Looks to find Lili Pali. Lili Pali looks good here. Gets his shot away. But it needed better than that, and he had support.
He did again, and just a decision making in the final third is not good enough. Quality ball through. Not done that enough. But Lili Pali wants it, but you need another pass in that area.
That's almost hit and hope there from the number 10. In the meantime, it's not looking good for the number 8, Hargianto. About the conditions tonight, very warm. And they've used all of their 3 substitutions. And this really would be a kick in the teeth to have to finish with 10 men. Adiganto requires treatment, and the train has been waved on. The referee wants to keep things moving as quickly as possible. Been a frustrating night for him.
It has. Nowhere near good enough in the second half. Periods of the first half, they were okay. I thought they reacted well from going a goal behind.
There's that penalty decision in the first half. Darwish missing it, followed up by the big number 9. Then the equaliser. But right at the start of the second half, Darwish hitting home. And that's how we stand. Indonesia 1, Palestine 2. Mohamed Hargianto, his midfielders who's been up and down all night long. Starting to feel the force. The 83 minutes, almost 84 on the field.
They conceded last time, didn't they, when they had 10 men.
This time there's no change to bring on. There'll be a Palestine free kick as Dabach is fouled. It's going to be Abu Warda now to take. Palestine, well, they're going to shove 4 or 5 men up there. One of them, of course, the late goal scorer the other night, Abdelatif Al-Badari. Those takes his place up on the far side wearing number 5. Abdulwada's ball in. It's aimed towards the header, straight at the goalkeeper. Disappointment from Maraba. We might have thought he'd made it 3-1.
Yeah, it should have been 3-1. Free header that far out. Got great connection on it.
Indonesia may consider that a let-off. Certainly if they manage to do something at the other end now, as Hargianto's back on the field. 11v11 once more. This now is Haryadi. Looking for support, he'll find it eventually with Hanusa. Decent ball forward. Zulfiandi now, opportunity here for the Indonesians, but it's a vital interception, and Palestine managed to squeeze the ball away. Shows you with the scoreline still at 2-1, anything can happen.
First time we've seen a midfielder centrally make a run into the box. Little ball held up, you play it back, then you play it through, and you've got a midfielder. Zulfiandi making the run. Haven't done that at all. It's been too predictable.
2-1 the scores, we're into the final 5 minutes. Second half of a Group A game that has been very, very strange in terms of momentum shifts and little spells for one side and dominance, but with plenty of mistakes from the other. Here is Palestine. They've had most of the possession, but could also be accused of plenty of waste as well. Zodé Dabach tries to play the ball forward for substitute Kumbor. It's in the arms of the goalkeeper, Ardiasa. Keeps it going with Saputra. Now Hehanusa. Here's Pranata. Gets the ball back. Zulfiandi, that's the man who was at the centre of that last move in the box. Finds Hehanusa again. To Athmain, who's been a willing runner if nothing else. But time's running out here for Indonesia. 3 minutes of normal time remain. Palestine have the ball. It's Farawi. Rashid having to make the challenge, but he'll want to be very careful on that yellow card. Time to take the ball down there unchallenged. This is Kumbur. Holds it up well, turns and well. Free kick all day long. Yellow card.
Certainly deliberate obstruction.
Sadil Ramdani just pulls Kumbor back. Again, more time with Palestine at the ball, another set piece for them. This time which Indonesia could force what you'd have to say now is an unlikely route back into the game. Mohamed Rashid with the ball at his feet. Palestine through with 3 bodies forward. One of whom here is Obaid. Ball played into the central area. Main gets it away, only as far as Dabach. Collective groan there from the crowd as Abu Warda picked it up. Obaid. Kumbor in the centre. Dabach, who's dropped to this right-hand side, but has been equally effective. Looking to win the free kick there. And it's gone his way.
He's done really well tonight. I think he's worked tirelessly. Unselfish performance for the team. Been asked to play the lone striker role centrally, then he's been asked to go on the right-hand side. Reacted well to the penalty miss to get himself that goal. Just 2 key passes there for Indonesia. They just gave away far, far too cheaply. I think it's really been a second half of real quality, just apart from the goal that's been the difference, in my opinion.
think we'll have had the whole of Asia on the edge of their seats this one tonight. Plenty of drama, no shortage of that. We've had the strange penalty decision. They're struggling with injury as well. The swings of momentum back and forth as Palestine come forward with another set piece. This time not particularly well delivered. As we're approaching the end of normal time. That says it all.
Yeah, certainly plenty to ponder.
There'll be 3 minutes of additional time to be added on. That's the fourth official, Kim Dae-yong, holding up the board. 3 minutes in which Indonesia will have to try and club together everything they can to get an equaliser, and you can hear the crowd. Well, they can see there's a Palestinian player down. They have to carry on here, however. Ramdhani for Indonesia. Ramdhani into the box now. He has 4 men there waiting. Can't find a single one of them. It's Kumbo now, who does his best to shield the ball. And the boos you can hear. Because the player down requires treatment. There's this cramp. He looks to be in pain.
Yeah.
Also looks to be rather unhappy. The ball wasn't put out. They'll be friends again when the whistle goes. Well, time ticks away. Palestine with their man down, are being told by the referee that if he wants treatment, he'll have to get it off the pitch. Samir Maraba, the man who's down there. Ayman Sambuka as Sami Maraba rather predictably doesn't require the stretcher. I'm sure we haven't seen the last of him tonight. Another minute ticks by. Indonesia needing an equaliser. Ball launched forward, but it's launched out of the box quickly by the Palestinian defence. Al-Shab, the man winning the header. It will be an Indonesian throw. Back comes Maraba. Palestine are back to their full complement of 11 players. Ramdhani for Indonesia. First touch just about saved, and Sahanusi now can get the ball into the box. Palestine, I expect that to be meat and drink for them. As Gavin Kwan looks to keep it. Can he get his ball in? It's a poor one. Straight under the head of Al-Badari, who clears. The 3 added minutes are up. Palestine with the ball out, and they can come away with this now. It is 4 against 2. Opportunity to bury things, maybe. Shot from distance when perhaps there were better options on board. And well, it's Ardiasa who saves. And that's been a frustrating night for the purists. One of drama in Group A, and one that looks like it's going to go the way of Palestine. One last launch forward, maybe. And the crowd certainly clamour for that. Granata, who've been put forward from central defence. Here now is Hehanusa. Granata again. We're running out of time here. Into the 5th minute of added time now. Headed away. And that is that. It's 3 points to Palestine. Indonesia are beaten on home turf. And the Palestinians go to the top of Group A. And you have to say, the best team won on the night.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think too many complaints from Indonesia tonight. with their performance. Second half, I thought they were very poor. Took the goal real quality, Darwish, to make it 2-1. Had a good period in the first half after conceding the penalty when they got their equaliser. Tactical change from here didn't quite work, but I thought Palestine thoroughly deserved their victory tonight.
They're going to be a tough team,
yeah,
aren't they?
They will be. They're going to be. Had a slow start, against Chinese Taipei. They were dominant in that game, should have won that one. But now it seems they've taken a couple of games to get into the tournament, and now they're finding their groove.
Well, full time here at the Patriot Stadium. It finishes Indonesia 1, Palestine 2, and 3 points to the team from the Middle East. Well, this is how the night unfolded. Tremendous atmosphere at the start in the Patriot Stadium. But then this happened. A penalty out of nowhere and seen by only one person in the stadium. Zulfiandi will have every right to feel hard done by. The ensuing penalty was well saved. But there was Dabach to put away, and Palestine had the lead after 15 minutes. The next 10 minutes went all the home side's way. But at this point, you'd have thought Indonesia were a shoo-in to be really competitive in this match. Slow reaction at the back from Palestine. And look at that for a finish. It was Irfan Jaya who equalised, and at half-time, the score was level at 1 apiece. Palestine came out of the trap stronger at the start of the second half. A moment of quality in a match full of mistakes. And Mohamed Darwish capitalising on that ball from Mahmoud Abu Warda to put Palestine top of Group A at the Asian Games. So Palestine, after 2 matches played, 1 draw and 2 wins bottom after 3 matches, puts them up on 7 points. Hong Kong, China with 2 wins out of their 2 games on to 6. Indonesia now have to settle for 3rd place, but of course have only played 2
AIS Play ความบันเทิงระดับโลกทุกที่ทุกเวลา
ส่งต่อความมั่นใจสู้ไปด้วยกันนะครับ